Hello everyone, I T. Anita working as an assistant professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering at St. Martin's Engineering College. Welcome to video lecture on rectifier and its types. Rectifier. It is a device which converts alternating current into pulsating DC voltage, or it is a device which converts bidirectional voltage or a current into unidirectional voltage or current. It allows a low resistance path in one direction and it opposes a high resistance path for opposite direction. Coming to DC power supply, DC power supplies are very essential for electronic devices and medical equipment and industrial equipments also. Why? Because we are generally we are getting a AC power supply from the power stations. We have to convert that into DC by using a rectifier circuits. So we have to convert that by using rectifier circuits. We have to convert that AC into pulsating DC. This DC power supplies provide steady and reliable power supplies for the devices to work properly and efficiently. Coming to regulated power supply block diagram, it consists of four main components: transformer, rectifier, filter and regulator. Transformer, it may step up or step down the AC voltage. Here we are using step down transformer, means number of turns in the primary winding is higher than the number of turns in the secondary winding. It will convert high AC voltage into low AC voltage. This low AC voltage is given as an input to the rectifier device. This rectifier device convert AC voltage into pulsating DC voltage. This pulsating DC voltage contains small amount of AC components also. They are known as ripples. To remove ripples, we are using filters here. The purpose of filter is to remove the ripple content present in the rectifier. The output of filter is a variable DC voltage. That variable DC voltage is given as a input to the regulator. The output of the regulator is a constant DC voltage irrespective of the variations in the input voltage. This is about regulated DC power supply. Coming to types of rectifiers. Rectifiers are classified into two types. One is half wave rectifier, another one is full wave rectifier. Full wave rectifier is subclassified into center topped full wave rectifier and bridge full wave rectifier. Coming to half wave rectifier. Half wave rectifier is a device which converts half of the AC input voltage into a pulsating DC and another half of the voltage to block or lost. Simply half wave rectifier consists of one diode and transformer. Coming to half wave rectifier circuit diagram. It consists of a step down transformer here. Input to the step down transformer is AC input voltage sinusoidal of 230 volts. Here we are applying a AC sinusoidal voltage of 230 volts and 50 Hz. At the secondary winding, we are getting a AC voltage of lower value that is given as an input to the anode terminal of the diode. During positive half cycle, end A becomes positive and end B becomes negative. Due to that positive voltage that is connected to the anode terminal of the diode, due to that positive voltage, diode is in forward bias condition. Diode is in forward bias condition. During forward bias condition, diode acts as a closed loop circuit and current flows through the load and output will be appear across the load during positive half cycle. During negative half cycle, A terminal becomes negative and B terminal becomes positive. That negative voltage is connected to the anode terminal of the diode. Due to that negative voltage, diode is in reverse bias condition. During reverse bias condition, diode acts as a open switch and it does not allow any current to the load resistor. So during negative half cycle, we are didn't getting any output voltage or current. Coming to operation of the half wave rectifier during positive half cycle. Here we are applying a positive voltage of AC sinusoidal signal to the primary winding of the transformer. At the secondary winding, we are getting a AC voltage. At the A terminal, during positive half cycle, end A becomes positive and end B becomes negative. Due to positive voltage that is connected to the anode terminal of the diode, that positive voltage is connected to the anode terminal of the diode. Due to that positive voltage, diode act as a closed switch in forward bias condition. Due to that, the current flow starts from A terminal through diode D1, load resistor, and through the B terminal, and it will flow in secondary winding. It will form a closed loop. So during positive half cycle, here we are getting the output voltage as a pulsating DC. Coming to negative half cycle, here we are applying a negative half cycle of the AC sinusoidal voltage to the primary winding of the transformer. At the secondary winding, we are getting a negative voltage at the A terminal and positive voltage at the B terminal. Due to negative voltage that is connected to the anode terminal of the diode, due to that negative voltage, diode is in reverse bias condition. Diode act as a open circuit. So no current will flow through the load and output across the load resistor is 0 voltage and current is 0. So from the above two scenarios or above two cases, during positive half cycle only we are getting. Why? Because during positive half cycle, diode D1 is in forward bias condition. Due to that, it acts as a closed loop circuit. Due to that reason, we are getting a output during positive half cycle only. During negative half cycle, diode is in reverse bias condition and it acts as a open loop circuit. Due to that reason, we are didn't getting any output voltage or current during negative half cycle. That's why it is called as a half wave rectifier. Why? Because we are getting output during one half of the cycle only, and we are getting a current direction in the same direction in both the cases. That's why it is a pulsating DC. Coming to advantages of half wave rectifier, it is simple circuit. Why? Because it is having one transformer and diode. Due to that, cost of the circuit is also less. Coming to disadvantages, lower efficiency and high ripple factor. So we have to calculate the efficiency value and ripple factor by using formulas. The efficiency means it is the output by input. Here output means DC power output, input means AC power input. So efficiency is always represented with a eta. Eta is equal to DC power output by PDC by AC power input PAC. PDC by PAC. That is equal to, so we have to represent power in terms of current and resistance, that is I square R formula. So PDC is equal to IDC square into RL by PAC is equal to IRMS square into RF plus RL. For an ideal diode, the RF value is 0. So here we are calculating for ideal diode. Due to that reason, eta is equal to, for ideal diode, RF value is equal to 0. Due to that reason, eta is equal to IDC square into RL by IRMS square into RL. RL get cancelled. Eta is equal to IDC by IRMS whole square. For a half wave rectifier, for a half wave rectifier, for a half wave rectifier, IDC is equal to, means DC current value or average current value is equal to Im by pi, and RMS value of the current, root mean square value of the current, IRMS is equal to Im by 2. By substituting these two values in above formula, efficiency eta, eta is equal to Im by pi by Im by 2 whole square. Next we have to calculate efficiency, that is Im by pi into 2 by Im whole square. Im get cancelled, that is equal to 2 by pi whole square, that is equal to 4 by pi square. The value of 4 by pi square is 0.406. So efficiency eta is equal to 0.406. In general, we represent efficiency in terms of percentage, then we have to multiply the efficiency value with 100. 0.406 into 100, that is equal to 40.6%. This means that efficiency of the rectifier, half wave rectifier is 40.6. It will indicate that 40% of input AC voltage is converted into pulsating DC only. Remaining 60% of AC voltage is not converted into DC. This is the drawback of the half wave rectifier. Second one, ripple factor. Second one, ripple factor. Ripple factor means the amount of ripples present in the rectifier output it will indicate. What is meant by ripples means the amount of the AC components present in a rectifier output is known as ripples. So ripple factor indicates how much of AC components present in the rectifier output. So the formula for ripple factor is equal to root of IRMS by IDC whole square minus 1. So we have to substitute the value of root mean square value of the current and average value of the half wave rectifier. For a half wave rectifier, the RMS value is Im by 2 and average value or DC value of the current is Im by pi. So next we have to substitute these two values in the ripple factor formula. Then we are getting a ripple factor. Ripple factor is equal to root of IRMS means Im by 2 by IDC means Im by pi whole square minus 1. That is equal to root of Im by 2 into pi by Im whole square minus 1. Im get cancelled. That is equal to root of pi square by 4 minus 1. That is equal to 1.21. So the ripple factor for half wave rectifier is 1.21. Means we are getting a higher amount of AC components in the rectified output of the half wave rectifier. These are the two drawbacks of the half wave rectifier. One is efficiency is very low. Another one is ripple factor is very high. So coming to applications of half wave rectifier, it is mainly used in low power supplies like electronic devices like radio devices and etc. So coming to applications, these are used in the low cost power. Coming to applications, these are used in a low cost power supplies for electronic devices like radios and etc. Next, coming to full wave rectifier. Full wave rectifier is a device that converts complete cycle of AC input signal into a pulsating DC. So full wave rectifier can be constructed in two methods. One is by using a center tapped transformer and two diodes. That is known as a center tapped full wave rectifier. Second method is by using a standard transformer and four diodes arranged in a bridge form. It is known as bridge rectifier. So coming to center tapped full wave rectifier. Here we are using a center tapped transformer. From the center tapped transformer, we are applying a AC voltage as an input. At the secondary winding, we are getting a AC voltage as output of the secondary winding. That AC voltage is given to the input as a input to the two diodes D1 and D2. At the output, we are giving a load resistor for getting a pulsating DC as a output. So here we are using a center tapped transformer, means upper half of the secondary winding is having a voltage of Vm, peak voltage, that is the peak voltage of the input signal, and lower half of the secondary winding is also having a voltage of Vm. So both the windings are having a peak voltage of Vm. So during positive half cycle, means end A becomes positive and end B becomes negative. Due to that positive voltage is connected to the anode terminal of the diode. Due to that positive voltage, diode is in forward bias mode. In forward bias mode, it acts as a closed switch. In that case, here at the B terminal, we are getting a negative voltage. That negative voltage is connected to the anode terminal of the diode. Due to that, diode D2 is in reverse bias condition. In reverse bias condition, diode D2 acts as a open switch. So during positive half cycle, the current flow starts from the A terminal through the diode D1 and load resistor RL and to the ground. So during negative half cycle, means A terminal becomes negative and B terminal becomes positive. So during negative half cycle, diode D1 is in reverse bias condition, act as a open switch, and D2 will act as a forward bias and it act as a closed switch. So due to that reason, the current starts from B terminal and through the D2 and through the load resistor, it will go to the ground. In this case, we are getting the output during positive half cycle and negative half cycle also. That's why it is called as a full wave rectifier. Coming to operation of the full wave rectifier during positive half cycle. So here we are applying a positive AC voltage to the primary winding of the transformer. Here we are using a center tapped transformer. So we are getting a positive voltage at the A terminal and negative voltage at the B terminal. This is the A terminal and this is the B terminal. Here we are getting a positive voltage and at the B terminal we are getting a negative voltage. So this positive voltage is given as a input to the anode terminal of the diode. Due to that input voltage, diode act as a forward bias. So diode act as a closed switch. So it will allow the current and it will flow through the load resistor. It will start from the upper half of the secondary winding through the diode D1 and through the load resistor RL, it will go to the ground. So here we are applying a input voltage during positive half cycle, we are getting a output at the load resistor as a DC voltage. This is about during positive half cycle. During positive half cycle, D1 is in forward bias, D2 is in reverse bias. Due to the forward bias mode of the D1, we are getting the output at the load resistor. operation during negative half cycle. Next one, operation during negative half cycle. So here we are applying a negative voltage. Here we are applying a negative AC voltage to the primary winding of the transformer. At the secondary winding, we are getting that negative voltage. Due to that, A terminal becomes negative and B terminal becomes positive. That negative voltage is given as an input to the anode terminal of the diode. Due to that negative voltage, diode D1 is in. Due to that negative voltage, diode D1 is in reverse bias mode. That reverse bias mode will act diode as a open switch. Act diode as a open switch. Due to the positive voltage present at the B terminal, diode D1 act as a forward bias mode and it act as a closed switch and it will conduct. So the current flow starts from the lower half of the secondary winding through the diode D2. It flows through the load resistor and it will go to the ground. So during positive half cycle also we are getting one diode in forward bias mode. Due to that reason we are getting output across the load resistor. Coming to comparison of the operation during positive half cycle and negative half cycle. So this is the operation during positive half cycle. Means here we are applying a positive voltage to the primary winding of the transformer. Here we are getting a positive voltage at this terminal. Here we are getting a negative voltage at this terminal. Due to that positive voltage, D1 is in forward bias mode, D2 is in reverse bias mode. D1 is forward bias, D1 is in closed path and D2 is in open path. So the current flow starts from the upper half of the secondary winding and D1 and through the load resistor in upper to lower direction. Coming to negative half cycle. During negative half cycle means here we are applying a negative AC sinusoidal voltage as an input to the primary winding of the transformer. So at the secondary winding, here we are having a negative voltage and here we are having a positive voltage. Negative voltage at the A terminal, due to that D1 is in reverse bias mode and D2 is in forward bias mode. So forward bias D2 is in act as a closed switch and reverse bias diode D1 act as a open switch. So the current flow starts from the lower half of the secondary winding and through the D2 it will flow through the load resistor in up to down direction. From these two scenarios, we are observed that the current direction in RL doesn't change. Means we are getting a pulsating DC as an output. And from these two cases, we are getting one point as a notification, that as we are getting output in both the cases. Means it is a full wave rectifier. Full wave rectifier means we are getting output in both the half cycles of the input voltage. And here we are getting a pulsating DC. Next, coming to advantages of center tapped rectifier. It has low ripple factor and high efficiency. So we have to calculate the ripple factor value and efficiency value for a full wave rectifier. So efficiency means it is the ratio of output voltage to the output power to the input power. Efficiency means, in general, efficiency means it is the output ratio of output to the input. Here we are calculating the power efficiency. Due to that, efficiency eta is equal to output DC power by input AC power. So PDC by PAC. PDC means IDC square. In terms of current only we are representing the power. Power is equal to I square R. So PDC is equal to IDC square into RL by PAC is equal to IRMS square into RF plus RL. For an ideal diode, RF value is 0. For an ideal diode, the value of RF means forward resistance of the diode is 0. Due to that reason, eta is equal to IDC square by IRMS square. For a full wave rectifier, average value of the current IDC is equal to 2 Im by pi, and root mean square value of the current IRMS is equal to Im by root 2. So we have to substitute these two values in the above formula. Then efficiency eta is equal to IDC by IRMS whole square, So in the place of IDC, you have to substitute 2 Im by pi by, in the place of IRMS, you have to substitute Im by root 2 whole square. That is equal to 2 Im by pi into root 2 by Im whole square. Im get cancelled. That is equal to 2 root 2 whole square means 8 by pi square. That is equal to 0.812. So efficiency eta is equal to 0.812 for full wave rectifier. So in terms of percentage means it is equal to 81.2%. We are getting a efficiency as 0.406 or 40.6% as a for half wave rectifier. For a full wave rectifier, we are getting a value of 81.2. Means it will double the efficiency for full wave rectifier. Means it will convert 81% of AC input signal to the DC pulsating DC. Coming to ripple factor, for a full wave rectifier, it is the amount of ripple present in the rectifier output. Formula for ripple factor is equal to root of IRMS by IDC whole square minus 1. For a full wave rectifier, IRMS is equal to root mean square current value is equal to Im by root 2, and average value of the current or DC value of the current IDC is equal to 2 Im by pi. So we have to substitute these two values in the ripple factor formula. Then ripple factor RF is equal to IRMS means Im by root 2 by 2 Im by pi whole square minus 1. Im get cancelled. The value of this is 8 by pi square minus 1, that is equal to 0.48. For a half wave rectifier it is 1.21. For a full wave rectifier it is 0.48. Means the ripple factor value for a full wave rectifier is reduced compared to half wave rectifier. So coming to disadvantages of a center tapped full wave rectifier. We are using a center tapped transformer here. Due to that, we are facing some issue to find out the center tapped location on secondary winding. This is the one of the drawback of the center tapped transformer. That is the one of the drawback of the center tapped transformer. Another drawback is cost is very high. Here we are using 2 diodes, and due to that cost is increases, and here we are using a diodes that must have high peak inverse voltage. Peak inverse voltage means the reverse voltage, that maximum reverse voltage that a diode can withstand without destroying. That is the peak inverse voltage. These are the drawbacks of the center tapped full wave rectifier. So thank you. In the next session we will continue with the filters topic.